honestly I was very inspired by the vision of SAPAA لما سمعت عن الفكرة بتاعت إنه السودانيين عايزين يتلموا و they're Sudanese Americans وإنهم عايزين to help elevate the Sudanese community to another level. I became intrigued لكن طبعاً كالعادة شكيت شوية قلت لا يعني خايفة أمشي المجتمعات دي ومثلاً لا يطلع فيها برضو politics ويعني political or religious conversations والحاجات اللي هي بتنفرنا من الاجتماعات السودانية. لكن لما مشيت الاجتماع الأول يعني I was pleasantly surprised. حبيت إنه ال young people were there وحبيت إنه they were speaking in the mic وحبيت ال professionalism بتاعت ال SAPAA community ذاتها ولقيت إنه فعلاً أنا I can help other people, I can inspire them. يعني فعلاً قاعدة أفكر قلت سالي يعني زي ما فريد بيقول إحنا كلنا ننجح في البلد دي وفي الدولة دي وفي السيتي دي وفي المدينة دي لكن إحنا كمجتمع سوداني we don't know about each other, we don't know about each other's successes. So how are we going to help each other? How are we going to network? How are we going to grow each other and mentor each other? فحسيت إنه this is my chance to give back to the community. زي ما الله نجحني والحمد لله يعني وفقني because I had good mentors around me. I look at the Sudanese community and I really feel strongly that I want to be a mentor. I want to help them. So I started this company and it's called Agile Transformation. And basically what Agile Transformation does, what my company does, is we help organizations build high-performing teams. الحاجة اللي بوريها لكم دي ليه why am I showing it to you؟ لأنه ما كان في زول قبالي عملها، يعني أنا ما شفت لي فكرة بتاعت زول هو يعني عمل ال Agile Transformation دي وقلت I want to do like what they did. I became very curious around why organizations were not high performing. I started to learn about Agile and I realized that Agile makes a huge difference for companies. And I started to become a specialist in it. I went and I got certified. But I am a shed and I need to get certified في المجال بتاع Agile ده. Who is the top person in Agile? لقيت في واحد اسمه Ken Schwaber. He is the author and him and Ken and Mike Sutherland. They both and Jeff Sutherland, sorry, they both created what they call Scrum and Agile. So I wanted to get certified. I went over there. I met with him, and then when I came back, I started to help organizations do Agile projects very, very successfully. And so then I decided, you know what? I'm going to create a company that basically dedicates themselves to this. It was new. Do you think this was a risk? To do something I've never even heard anyone else. I'm sure this is the first time you guys have ever heard of this, right? Right? It was a risk factor. And guess when I started the company? I started it, so this is a video where I introduce people, and these are the people that we're targeting and what problem we're solving for them. Right? And this is kind of some quotes from our executives and people that we have transformed, other CIOs. So I worked really hard. And we did this company, we started it in 2009. And if you guys remember, this is when the economy was collapsing في أمريكا. الإيكونومي كلها كانت يعني completely falling apart. But كنا رجعنا أنا وزوجي خالد, everyone say hello to my family right over there, خلودي, and my 3 children and my wonderful family. كنا رجعنا من الحج واستخرنا وقلنا you know what, this is the right time. إحنا مفروض نعمل حاجة وحنعمل الحاجة دي حسي وحنبدأ الشركة دي. حتى مع إنه all of the economy was bad, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to have faith and I'm going to get something started. And even if we fail, what's wrong with failure? Failure is what? Failure is tuition for success. You will never succeed if you don't fail. So we have to get started with something. فبدأنا الشركة دي والحمد لله حسي we're very successful and we're growing. الحمد لله. الحمد لله. فالناس بيقولوا لي what is your, and I'll show you a couple of other websites and then I'm going to switch back to my presentation. We created a tool which is the Agility Health tool. والخير وهذا عمو هاشم من التيم حقنا وهو اللي ساعدنا في إنه نعمل التول دي. And this is the most powerful Agile assessment tool. أيوة يا الخير. فدي الحاجة الجميلة إنه يعني in my company I wanted to engage even more Sudanese, and so when I heard about Al-Khair and his talent, I brought him on board, and mashallah, يعني he has proven to be amazing part of our team, mashallah. ربنا يحفظه. And I hope that when you succeed, we all help each other this way as well. So this is about our tool, agileforgovernment.com. So one of the things that we're doing right now is, لأنه Agile is becoming very popular, The government of the United States of America wants to transform. So I had a meeting in Washington, D.C. just a couple of weeks ago with a lady who's from the office of the president, and she's basically saying that the government needs to start moving. Almost every single agency in the government is needing now to learn Agile and start to move their processes because the old way wasn't working. It was very expensive, it takes too long. الحاجات دي كلها التوفيق ده بيجي من رب العالمين. But what I'm telling you is what was a small idea that started بذرة صغيرة بتكبر وبتكبر وأهم حاجة فيها توفيق من رب العالمين. صح؟ التوفيق من رب العالمين هو اللي بيخلي الزول. وآخر حاجة حوريها لكم agilevideos.com. This is for all of you. Any of you that want to learn about Agile, and this is something that I'm doing for the Sudanese community, any of you that want to learn about Agile, agilevideos.com is the fastest way. We have a lot, almost 200 Agile videos. All you have to do is register, and when you register, it's going to ask you to put a promo code, and I want you to put SAPAA. If you put SAPAA, you will have full access to the entire library at no cost. Okay? You can start tonight, exactly. So, let's go back to our topic. Everyone can rise above their circumstances and achieve success if they are dedicated and passionate about what they do. So what was my secret sauce? أول secret sauce حقوله لكم وهو ما مكتوب هنا. Am I doing this right or did I just screw up again? Okay. أول secret sauce حقوله لكم for success is what? أنتوا بتفتكروا شنو? What's the first most important ingredient for success? Patience, good relationships, risk, take risk, you know, accept failure, perfect, action, amazing. الحقيقة هي وانتوا قلتوها الحقيقة إنه ما في زول يعني بيتوفق من غير رب العالمين صح؟ I want you to know, no matter how hard you work في الآخر التوفيق, because a lot of us think that إنه إحنا نجحنا because we're so smart, we're so intelligent. لا رب العالمين ممكن يشيل أي حاجة منك عرفتوا ممكن هو اللي يديك وممكن هو اللي يشيل منك. I want to tell this to the youth and to the young people because some of us can get so hung up and caught up in our head that we're so smart and we're so good وننسى إنه من غير الإيمان ومن غير إنه نحتمد ونثق في رب العالمين ما في توفيق بيحصل. فأنا يعني I definitely want to tell you إنه أنا حاسة شديد إنه رب العالمين سبحانه وتعالى وأسرتي وجود خالد زوجي ووجود أولادي وخالتي سعاد وأمي وأبوي. أنتوا عارفين أبوي تاج السر محمد العطا يعني أدعو له بليز. أنتوا كثيرين بتعرفوا أبوي تاج السر إنه ربنا يشفيه. يعني من غير الأسرة والفاميلي التوفيق ما بيجي عرفتوا. فدي أول حاجة أقدر أقول عليكم إنه يعني success comes from God and it comes from having a supportive family and from a loving family that wants you to succeed. If you don't have those two things, then nothing even happens. So with that, we'll start with the first one. You have to believe in yourself. أنا اكتشفت إنه لأنه يعني when I grew up, my mother raised me in a very confident way. I didn't even realize that. I think because she was told in so many ways that she couldn't do this and she couldn't do that and she can't go to do this. When she raised me, she wanted to instill with me everything that was the opposite of what she raised, which is, you can do anything, Sally. You can do anything. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? فأنا يعني أهم حاجة أقدر أقولها لكم وأنا قلتها قبل كده ما تكسروا مجازي في الأولاد. Don't tell your kids they can't do something because honestly in this country they can do anything. They really can. They can be anything. So make sure that you give the confidence to your children and give them positive feedback and positive energy in terms of what they're doing and how they're doing it, right? Don't tell them they can't. إحنا للأسف أنا ما أعرف ليه إحنا تربينا كده لكن الشعب السوداني in general we are very risk adverse. بنخاف من نخش لنا في حاجة ما نفهمها. فبالتالي بنكلم أولادنا we tell all of our children no ما تخش في الحاجة دي يمكن الحاجة دي ما تكونوا قدرة ليه أعمل لك حاجة جديدة just try whatever that other person did. Why are you trying to do something that's different? Why don't you just follow what that other person did? That's not right. That's not good, especially in this country. يمكن هناك في السودان لكن here in this country anything is possible and honestly in any country something's possible. لكن هنا يعني الله مسهل علينا إنه if you have the passion and the dedication and the idea you will succeed. So believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and obviously believe in God because God will help you through it. So you have to start there with some level of confidence. And I don't want you to ever mistake confidence for arrogance. Do you guys know what arrogance is versus confidence? arrogance is لما تشوف حالك so much والموضوع يخش لك في راسك تفتكر انك انت احسن زول في الدنيا وتبدا تتكلم مع الناس بطريقه مختلفه. You always have to have humility. What does humility mean? التواضع. كويس؟ لأنه أنا واحدة من الحاجات اللي اكتشفتها إنه a lot of people الله بوفقهم but once it gets to their head بيكسر لهم مجاديفهم just to teach them a lesson. إنه don't get too high, you know, don't think this is all about you. في الآخر it really comes from him. The second thing, hard work and dedication. I can't even tell you how hard I work. A lot of my family that sits back over there can attest to the nights and weekends that I stay up and then how dedicated I am to working and to learning. بتذكر يعني one of the examples of hard work is لما I was in UNO, University of Nebraska in Omaha, and it was my last, it was not my last semester actually. I had two more semesters to go. The company that I worked for said, you know what, Sally, we can give you a full-time job instead of this internship if you only have one semester to go. So I called my counselor and I said, okay, how many classes do I need to take? And she said, oh, no, you've got 2 semesters, you have 30 credit hours that you have to complete. And I'm like, wow, you guys all can do the math. 30 credit hours, that's a lot. That's a lot of classes. So crazy me, I said, well, I need to register for all of them. And she said, no, we can't even let you do that at UNO. The maximum I can have you register for is 21 credits. So I said, okay, that's fine. I registered for 21 credits at UNO. Without her knowing, and she forgives me for it, I went and took the other 9 credits at Metro Community College. It was a different school. And I accepted the full-time job at OPPD. So I was almost going to fall apart in that semester because I had basically 30 credit hours and I had a full-time job, but I had a lot of dedication to what I wanted to do. And alhamdulillah, I had graduated with honors. And that was a huge, alhamdulillah. Why am I telling you that story? This is not for bragging, this is to inspire you and to show you that hard work. A lot of people say, oh, I'm going to school and I'm taking 12 credits, so I can't work. Really? Really? You can work if you want to. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're focused on your credit hours and you don't want to have a side job, I get it. I absolutely support that. But the sooner you start working hard, the sooner you're going to succeed. The more you kind of spend your time, you know, really slowly walking through school and walking through life, the longer it's going to take for you to succeed. So I just want you to remember that. The sooner you work hard. My goal was to graduate early and I was able to do that. And that's how I got my first job, and then I got my second job and my third job and my raises, and so that was very important. So hard work and dedication. I also remember that when I was in one of the companies, they said they wanted someone who knew Java, and at that time I didn't know Java. And everyone else on the team was really afraid because they were like, well, we just do COBOL and we do Cold Fusion. And I basically said, you know what, I'll learn it. And who's your best friend for learning? Mr. who? Mr. Google, right? A lot of people say, والله أنا ناس الشغل ما ودوني كورسات فما قادر أتعلم الحاجة دي. Or unfortunately, because no one's giving me, you know, money to go take this class, I can't learn something. You can learn anything you want to learn on Google. There is no excuse for not learning something. There are books, there are online videos, and so I did a lot of work to learn Java, and because of that, because I worked so hard to learn Java, they were able to give me a promotion and then give me my next job, while everyone else was complaining about they hadn't actually gone to a course. But I want to motivate people that are here that say they don't know how to learn, or they're not learning, or their job is not sending them to get a class, or not paying for their tuition. I want you to know you can learn anything if you really want to. Okay, so that's hard work and dedication. Be clear about who you are. This one's really important. إحنا في البلد دي يعني it's very easy, especially when you're a teenager, to get very confused on your identity. Am I American? Am I Sudanese? Right? What does it mean to be a Sudanese American? What does that really mean? What does that mean from an identity perspective? You know, أهلنا, they want us to be very, very Sudanese, and sometimes our reaction to that is خلاص أنا بس حكون أمريكية. I'm not even going to talk to Sudanese people. I don't even want to be around them, and it's very easy to go from one extreme to another. I think إنه as I grew up في البلد دي كنت من الأول يعني حتى وأنا في college I had to make a decision. أنا ما لازم أتابع الناس الأمريكان في أي حاجة بيعملوها. I don't have to be just like them. I have my own identity. I will make my own decisions. And Yara, my little girl over there, she knows this lesson. I always ask her, do you want to be a follower or do you want to be a leader? right? Do you want to be a follower or do you want to be a leader? Do you just want to follow what everyone else does because it's popular and it's cool and that's what all the high school girls are doing and that's what all the college girls are doing? And I'm asking all of you young people that are here too. Do you just want to follow because that's popular? Or do you want to be a leader? And a leader means that you make up your own mind. You decide what's right, what's wrong, what you want to do and what you don't want to do. That's true. But what I'm saying is you need to be aware of who do I want to be? I hear a lot of people say that, well, I'm kind of looking for myself. I'm searching for my identity. Have you guys heard that? You know, I'm looking for myself. You really don't find your identity. You define your identity. Do you know the difference? You don't search for yourself. You basically define and create who you really are. So the other thing that came apparent to me is, يعني إحنا ساكنين في البلد دي, whether you like it or you don't, you are representing a Sudanese, Muslim, American, Arabi, African person. You are a representation of that, right? We carry all of that in our DNA. فالطريقة أنا بتعامل بها مع الناس والطريقة اللي بتكلم بها, well, everything that I do is a representation of all of those different things. فيعني it's very important to pay attention to that and not just be a follower but also be a leader and decide who do you want to be. And I had to make a lot of those decisions when I was in college and when I graduated. Who did I want to hang out with? Who did I not want to hang out with? Who was a positive influence? Who was not a positive influence on me? And it can't just be my mom and dad because sometimes I didn't have my mom and dad next to me telling me, right? So just remember that. Be very clear on who you are and understand you don't have to be too extremes. ما لازم نكون سودانيين شديد or don't talk to the Americans, don't hang out with them, don't be with them, or so Americanized that we forget about our cultural values. There's a beautiful middle, and there's beautiful things that you can get from both cultures to create who you are. One of the amazing things that I love, and I tell my kids this all the time and my family, is one of the amazing things I love about also what I've learned here by being here is no judgment. You know, إحنا في المجتمع السوداني, we love judging. You know, how you're dressed up and how you look and how you talk and how many times you pray. لابسة الحجاب كيف ولا ما لابساه. It's so easy to judge everybody, but I've learned in this country, why judge? Let everyone be who they want to be. God judges everybody, right? So let's just stop. Let's stop with the judgment, right? دايما يعني الناس الإيمان جوا في قلبهم, and it's very hard to understand what's in someone's heart. So that's a beautiful thing that I've learned. Be clear on who you want to be. Do what you do well. One of the other things that I learned by being here, and I follow, and I want all of you to do, is if you decide to do something, whatever that is, whether it's a business, whether it's a career, whether it's a job, do it so well. Do it really well. أتقنوا عملكم. أتقنوه ما بالطريقة يعني you know أحيانا السودانيين عندنا يا زلمة مشي حالك. You know, just do it. كلفة ما مشكلة. You know, it's okay if it doesn't look that perfect. It's good to go. It's fine. It's mediocre. No mediocrity. If you really want to have people admire what you do, and if you really want to move up in the world, you have to have passion and dedication. And how I know someone has passion and dedication, like in this beautiful picture over here. Do you see the إتقان في العمل? Do you see this? This is someone who works from their heart. يا عمر يا حبيبي. And he has passion and dedication to what he does. He spends time and he does it well. Whatever your craft is, don't half-ass it. Do it the right way. Do it well, and if you do it well, trust me, Allah biftah lakum al-abwab, and more doors will open, and you will be able to succeed and actually do more and more. And stay curious about what else can I do? How else can I add value? This is not a journey about how do I make more money, right? Which is what a lot of people say. How do I make more money? Money will come if you become really good at something and do it with passion, and then think outside the box, just like what As-Sadiq said. I might be a pizza driver, but what my real passion is how can I run this whole franchise? And mashallah, like As-Sadiq, how can I have 7 of them? Right? That ambition and that drive, because he does what he does so well. Okay? Last point that I'm going to make, and then we're going to close out. Surround yourself with positive people. I can't tell you how important this is for me. أنا شخصياً, I am allergic to negativity. شفتوا الناس اللي بيكسروا المجاديف؟ ما بتقدري تعملي كده وتقدري تعمليها كيف لكن الحاجة دي ما صعبة. No, that's impossible. You don't have the skills to do that. If you start talking like that around me, I shut down and I never talk to you again. Honestly. I shut down and I don't talk to you again. Because who said I can't do something? You're not God, right? You know, you can do whatever the heck you want to do, inshallah, yani. So surround yourself with people that think positive, talk positive. You know, one of my dreams, and I have to share this with you, and this will probably be on YouTube somewhere and be sent to this lady, but when we met with the lady that's from the Office of the President, one of the things that she said, next time you guys are in town in DC, I'll give you a private tour of the White House. And I'm like, طبعاً من جوا, I wanted to jump up and down, but I stayed contained, and I said, oh, that would be great. Inside, I just wanted to die. I'm like, oh my God, I would absolutely love to have a private tour of the White House. And that was a dream. That's something that I normally, you know, I could have never imagined having a private tour of the White House. But, you know, there's a lady there that said that she's willing to do that, and meeting with her and meeting with all the people that I know today, I would have never imagined that that's possible. Because if people around me used to tell me that I can't do it, then I probably would have never had confidence in myself to think that I could get there today. So surround yourself with positive people. If you are accidentally the kind of person that always thinks negatively, I'm going to challenge you, starting today, to think about, well, what will work? If you don't think that's going to work, well, what can I do that will actually work? We call it positive intelligence, and there's an amazing book that someone recommended to me, and she's read. It's called Positive Intelligence. I cannot emphasize to you the importance of thinking positively. And do we go through ups and downs? Absolutely. حسب شركتنا, we always go through ups and downs. لكن يعني we always think about, you know what, we're going to get out of this. How are we going to get out of this? And what lesson did we learn from what we just went through? Okay? So, my message to you today, and those are 5, and those are the most important things that got me to where I could even start a business. My next 5 that I'm going to share with you when we're in New York all together, yeah, everybody in New York, the next 5 is going to be about the actual business journey. How did I start the company? How did I launch it? And what were some of the other lessons learned that I had to help us succeed as a family in terms of running a business? Before I conclude, I do hope that you guys learned something today that inspires you, but I'm going to challenge you. Can someone just raise their hand and tell me one thing that you got out of this that you think you might do differently? This is the group interaction. One thing that you heard today that inspired you that you might start doing or think differently about. Don't be shy. Be positive. Be positive and start thinking positive. Excellent. What else? What is it? Patience? Patience. Yep, it will come, but it's not a straight line to success. The road to success is not a straight line. There's a lot of curveballs until you get there. Yes, sir. Yes, Sudanese people can succeed in business. I know we've been told for years that we can only be employees. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Join SAPAA. Join SAPAA. Everybody, thank you so much for listening to me today. I really appreciate your time.